Hey everybody, it's Matt. Do you want to make 1,000 baby Eastern Red Cedar trees out of 5 cuttings? That's my plan today. Maybe not 1,000, but I'm going to get a lot of free baby trees from this. I've got 5 different cuttings here. And we're going to do it 2 different ways. The first way is going to be what I've already tried and done and was a little bit successful. When we go downstairs, I'll show you my success of the cuttings that I took last September. If you remember, I'll put a link to that video right here. You can watch that next. But I took cuttings last fall, put them in a rooting hormone, Hormex 8, which is for hardwood cuttings, and put them in soil, put them in my little miniature greenhouse, and took care of them for 8 weeks. When I pulled them, I don't remember how many cuttings I had, 11 I think. It looked like they all had roots, but by the time everything was said and done, and in my furnace room, all the way until about a week or 2 ago, I now have only 3 of those 11 left, and I believe all 3 of those are doing quite well. But I'm going to repot them here later today and put them into bigger pots. But right now I'm going to do these 2 different ways. The first way is in that mini greenhouse in the basement and keep them indoors. The other way is I'm going to put the cuttings into this Rubbermaid container. It's got holes cut on the bottom. I already pre-soaked all of this, but I'm going to put cuttings in here. And right down there is my outdoor grow table, where I've got arborvitae and I've got all my stash of 1 gallon pots. I've got like 1,200 of them. But I'm going to put this down under the table where it's going to get moisture, where it's going to get sunlight, where it's going to not get direct sunlight. It's going to be under that table. But I'll leave it outside. So when springtime naturally occurs, these hopefully will wake up and then realize they need roots and will take off. So I'm going to do it 2 different ways, but right now I'm just going to trim these up and I'll bring you in closer for that. So as you can see, it's 40 degrees today. We still have a solid foot of snow on the ground. It rained earlier today, so it's above freezing most of this week. We lost a lot of our snow. But I'm going to go ahead and cut these, but I'll bring you in closer so you can see how I take these cuttings. These are hardwood cuttings because there's no green, new, this year's growth on them. This will all be last year's growth, so everything on here is going to be woody and hard. So I want these to wake up and see that they need roots, will callus and grow roots. All I'm going to do here is just take these lower limbs all off. I'm going to take my fingernail, just scrape down see on that one I also took an angle cutting. That also helps with callusing and for the root structure to begin. Alright, I'm going to finish these up, put in the rooting hormone on a paper plate. Dip in water, dip in the hormone, and then just stick it in the soil. I've got 36 cuttings. 18 are going to go in this container outside, and 18 are going to my mini indoor greenhouse. Ormex number 8. Perfect for hardwood cuttings. Basically plant it right into my mix. So make sure it's scraped really good down here in the end. Callousing just means it's alive and it's going to callus over, and that's where the roots are going to come out from. Dip it in here, and then just dip it in the rooting hormone, like that. Alright, I'm going to get these stuck, and I'll see you in the basement for the inside ones next. Alright, there you have it. That's my outdoor grow table. I'm just going to go slide this underneath that table. Key is you don't want it to get scorched directly in the sun. So under that table it will still get moisture, and I'm going to leave it there all the way till spring, and then even after that, that whole table is in the shade most of the day anyway. So I'm just going to throw this under there and then just forget about it until like May. And then I might do an update then. We'll see you downstairs next. These are the, I believe I have 18 here, cuttings that I'm going to put into these little 6-pack containers, and they're tiny. I mean, there's not a lot of room for roots in here. But hopefully I'll get roots in these, and then I'll move them to a little bit bigger container later this summer. But you guys also know about this, my little miniature indoor greenhouse, to give it the greenhouse effect inside, and I'll just have to keep it watered, keep it misted, and keep these things somewhat moist throughout this whole process. I already went ahead and got the these guys all ready to go. Okay, so this is the same deal as outside at this point. Just going to make sure that they're scarred pretty good, because you want that callousing to take place. Dipping in water. I've got some of that rooting hormone right here. Knock off the excess, and then just putting it right down into the soil here. Compacting it down a little bit. Going to the next one. Dipping it in water. Dipping it in rooting hormone. And sticking it. Alright, there's one 6-pack done. I'm just going to go ahead and just put these right down into my little makeshift greenhouse, which is 2 larger Rubbermaid containers taped together. I went ahead and cut 3 sides on the top, put a piece of tape as a handle, so I can get in here with the spray bottle and or even my watering can if I feel I need to put more moisture down in here. And this worked quite well with my other cuttings, which I'll take you and show you an update there next. Now that they're indoors, it's 68, 69, 70 degrees down here, which is going to start acting like spring for these guys. They're going to warm up. They're going to come out of dormancy, and hopefully they wake up, and hopefully they callus up and then start growing roots. And I will do probably a 2-month update on these. I'll keep an eye on them, and so that's it. This is what we do for our Eastern Red Cedar cuttings. And I've got a little controlled indoor greenhouse here. And in the future I will be making an actual a timed mist sprayer system. It'll be a lot bigger than this, and it's going to be outdoors. And that'll be more for probably my hydrangeas and other flowers as well. And I guess I could probably do that with some red cedar also, or even hardwoods, but because this is a hardwood and it's asleep right now, they'll wake up under the lights, they'll wake up with no roots, and they will callus up and hopefully start growing roots. So I'll bring you back in a couple months for an update. But what I want to show you next is the cedar trees that I did last fall, and I'll bring you into that one next. my memory serves me right, I had 11 Eastern Red Cedar cuttings that I took last fall. I think it was in late September. Put them into these little single containers and put them in that little greenhouse that I just put those 18 in. And of the 11, 3 have survived. I see a little bit of growth happening on some of these, but because these were in my windowsill for the last 2 months. They were indoors, but the windowsill down here in the basement is quite chilly. It's probably, I should have hung a thermometer over there, but I bet you in the windowsill it was probably only 45, 50 degrees. So these trees might have gone through winter dormancy and actually shut down and went to sleep. So I am now going to pull them out of the window. I'm going to take them out of these containers before they wake up, put them in these half-gallon ones. And I just gave these guys a drink, so. That's the second step of doing Eastern Red Cedar. After you take the cuttings, put them in the greenhouse effect. I did this last September. It's now end of February, so 5 months. And I saw little roots on all 3 of these when I pulled them out of here. So I can see that they have a really good root structure started. So I'm going to put them in here, which I did. I'm going to put them under the lights, give them a good watering. And then hopefully they'll wake up and take right off. So I'll keep you updated, probably about the same time I update my new cuttings probably in May, a couple months from now. So again, this is Matt with M32 Outdoors, where trees, wildlife, outdoorsmen, and propagated Eastern Red Cedar cuttings live. See you on the next one.